when two bodies join together as one, in the act of making love, copulation, screwing, doing the nasty, whatever you want to call it, that is a substitution. Substitution is a psychological word that means you're going to do one thing to replace something else. You'll do something that you think is good to replace something that you think is bad, or something bad to replace something good. And so we do that all the time. Humans who follow their egos do that all the time. And it's a substitute for what you really are, because you don't know who you are. Some of you do, who are listening. Very small percentage right now in this year, February 2012. But it's going to increase, and it's going to increase fast. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm seeing. It's going to happen. Because, you know, a lot of people are hooking up to reality. And they're substituting reality for illusions. Because everything out here is illusions. And the ultimate in this illusionary world is the process of two people coming together to make love, whatever you want to call it. It's not really making love. That's why copulation is a better word, or there's other words. Screwing is a better word. Because it's something that you do that, bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's over. You know, you might go again, but it'll be the same thing, it's over. And then it'll be, pass me a cigarette, will you? You want something to eat? Or it'll be an argument. Or you'll sit down and relax, or whatever you do. You know, it depends on your relationship. But you married people know, or those of you who are living together, those of you who are single, divorced, separated, whatever, you know that you know, the sex thing within marriage is, you know, it starts out, wow, this is really good. You know, no arguments and just love. And then later on, things begin to change, and then they change. Sometimes they get really bad, to where you can't stay together anymore. And, you know, the process of making love, that slows down. You know that. And then arguments may start. Because when you first got together, there was all this illusion of love. Oh, he's so, I love him, and I love her, and she's just for me, she completes me. And then later on you find out she didn't complete you, he didn't complete you. You got to be complete in your own self, because you're going to lose that person, as I said before in another video. You've got to be complete in your own self. And not find somebody else who completes you. Because it's not going to last forever. Nobody completes you. More like it is that you find somebody that you think has something that you don't have, and you can get from them what you want. Well, sex for one. You know, but you find out later on in the marriage that, or in the relationship, whatever, that the sex dwindles down. You're not doing it as much. And so that one thing that gave you the ultimate feel-good orgasm, climax, wonderful heavenly feeling, the substitution for the true heaven and the true God, that person being the substitution for the true God, which, how can you feel anything but guilt substituting for the true God, because you think he's after you, he wants out to get you, and he's not out to, he's out to get you. He's reaching out, always reaching out to get you, to return to him, where you're already there, really. You've never really left him. You're in a dream world. Some of you are in a nightmare right now. If you're not in the nightmare, it will become a nightmare until it comes to a place where you say, there's got to be another way. There's got to be something else. There is. It's your source, your true source. Not your husband, not your wife, not your children. See, you know, in that act of joining together, you also can produce children. And that's another substitution. You know, I don't need to get in touch with my creations. You didn't know you're a creator? Well, yeah, the creator who created you made you a creator. And so you have creations that you forgot about. You don't know who they are or where they are. But those creations are always reaching out for you, too. You don't realize how important you are. I mean, you are royalty that makes the royalty here on earth seem like an ant. Not to put down that position, but really that's the comparison, only comparison I can make. There's nothing to compare to the royalty that you are, child of the creator of the universe, not this universe. We made this place. We made this dream. It's all illusion. Everything changes. Everything's spinning, molecules and atoms will all disappear. But he made your spirit, that, and your mind, your pure mind. Not the mind which we split. One side is with God and the other side is we using it as the egoic mind to get what we think we want. And all the things that we think we want, they're not the things that you really want. You get them and they dissolve. They don't last. The marriage doesn't last. Somebody's going to pass on first. And, you know, problems happen, arguments happen with your children. You're changing shitty diapers, excuse the expression, but, I mean, let's get real. You know, I want to help you. I want to help myself. We're one. I am you, and you are I. And we are one. And we are all. To get there. We are all to get there. We will all get there. All of us. And in the process of your relationships with other people, which most of them are based on hidden anger, hidden hatred, a love that's on the surface, but then something else comes up every once in a while. It's there. I don't care who you are. And then sometimes you'll, God forbid, but it happens to people, you lose a child, you lose a loved one, you lose a mother. Oh, God took him, God took her. No, he didn't. God didn't take anybody. God is waiting for you just to return to him. He loves you. You are loved. I love you. You know, that's the place I'm coming to, where as those persons, people who I thought, wow, me and them don't really get, I've made it my job to love those people. It's a job in the beginning. Until you realize who that person is. That person is royalty. A son of, daughter of the living God. Royalty. They don't know, they forgot. But when I realize who I am, that I am royalty, that I am the son of God, then that's how I'm going to see others, because we're one. And we're the same. We are one. God is one, we are one with him. Not the one where the two bodies join together and boom, it's over and then you're back to whatever you did before that. But we are one, we have never left one. We've always been one. And so when we start making 2 and 3 and 4, guilt's got to be in there, because we think we're taken from God. And guilt's the killer. Guilt's what makes you sick. That's where all the bad things come from. Produces fear. Came from originally from sin, which means we've separated from God. We never separated from him. We're with him. You know, and you are so important. So important to me. and to God. We're all going to return home, all of us. It may take a lot of hell before you come to a decision to say, oh, all right, there's got to be a better way, and then you find a better way, and then there's still some more in hell involved, because now you're going back up the ladder that you descended from heaven to hell. You know, the time goes like this in a straightforward motion, one-dimensional, forward and back, one-dimensional. But eternity is always, and it's always right now. And right now is the only time there really is. And you know, what is inside you in your subconscious, in the deep part of you, remembers who you are. And there's all these layers of confusion and guilt we've piled on top of that. I sound like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? I do. Because I've been through this hell. And even when I made the transition to return, which has been a while ago, I went pretty deep, pretty far down. And in the process of returning, it's still been hellish. And I have not arrived, my friend, but I intend on arriving. And I'm going to try not to delay it anymore. So I've given up some things. It's not called sacrifice. Here's what sacrifice is. Sacrifice is sacrificing heaven and your Creator to live out here in this artificial, illusionary world that creates guilt, or makes guilt. That's what sacrifice is. Sacrifice is not giving up idols and things that I think that I want, but they're hurting me over and over again. That's not sacrifice, to give up what you don't really want so that you can become who you really are. It's called wisdom. And it takes strength, it takes effort, it takes willingness, effort and willingness for this to happen. And so, my friends who are joined together as one truly, I am one with you and you are one with me. We are all returning home. And the sooner the better. Because I need you. I need you. Everybody. God needs you. He's not complete without you. He created you. How can he be complete without you? God doesn't lose anything. He doesn't create you to lose you. You are spirit. And we are one. And the future looks bright as we finally realize who we are. We attain all the happiness and peace and joy that we could ever want. And as my final plane goes overhead here at LAX, near LAX airport, I'm a few miles from LAX, keep in mind certain things that I said. Let them stick with you, and you know, peace be to you. That's about it. Hey, adios amigo. Peace and love.